We're on track this year to do anywhere between 800 grand to over $1 million in revenue with my marketing agency. And it's not because I'm the smartest. It's not because I'm the best. It's because of this one thing. This one thing will be very, very essential to your success as an entrepreneur, especially a service-based entrepreneur. And that is the ability to control. If you can control this one thing, you win. Control your emotions. Here's what I mean by this. Humans, we're mimetic. So if we see one human doing this, over time, we're going to start doing that. I was a guy that used to be a personal basketball trainer of mine when I was in my early 20s. I was like 21. And 25 now, 4 years later, one of the guys that's worked with him side by side for maybe the last 2 years, but more extensively in the last couple of months, nearly exactly sounds like him. I'm like, bro, you sound like X. And he's like, no way, man. And I was like, even the way he's like, this is so interesting. And this is a grown man, like in his mid 30s, yada, 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 maybe early 30s. And I'm like, this guy really nearly exactly sounds like this guy. And it just shows how you can't beat your environment. How does this relate to emotions? I've been in relationships in the past where, I've been in 3 relationships. So relationship number 1, I was 18 years old. We were about the same age, kind of same-ish level in life in a way. Well, she actually was making way more than me. This time she had to shout me for dinner. I was broke at 18, flat broke, extremely broke. 18 years old. And she wasn't toxic, not toxic, really a bit autistic. She's watching this. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but it is what it is. But I ended up realizing I was a bit autistic too. It's kind of part of being a good business person. Anyway, that's how I justify it. A bit autistic, very intelligent. Very intelligent. Very attractive. For me, a bit autistic. Let's just say I'm moderately intelligent. Let's just say I'm decent. I'm not even going to say I'm okay. Not super dumb, hopefully. In terms of attractiveness, I'm going to be honest, I'm not the most attractive guy in the world. I reckon I'm like 7 out of 10 in attractiveness. But I had status. I was probably an 8 or 8.5, maybe even higher in status at that age. So I had a lot of status. I had a lot of internet clout. So there's something called assortative matching. And I'll go on ChatGPT for those of you that don't know what assortative matching is. So assortative matching is where groups of people or groups of individuals pair, or groups with others. Is the tendency of individuals or entities to pair or groups with others who are similar to themselves in some way. This concept appears in various fields, including economics, sociology, psychology, and biology. So this is particularly popular in evolutionary psychology. Shout out to Dr. David Buss, right? So this also is with mating, assortative mating. So oftentimes we'll go for people within a certain deviation of, like with 5 to 10% deviation of our IQ. So let's just say you have an average IQ of 100. You're probably likely to date someone with an IQ of, say, anywhere between 95 to 105, like on average, as an example. Even in terms of attractiveness. So if you have a really hot model girl, she might be with a really rich guy, as an example. Or you might have a really hot model girl with a really hot model guy, or a really hot model guy with a really rich girl. Sometimes it's different depending on the society and the cultural influences that play. Okay. So assortative matching. So that was my first relationship. Relationship number 2. Actually, that was not my first relationship. That was my second one. That was relationship number 2. So we're going to go different. Relationship number 1. I think she was even older than me. I was 15. She was 16. It was one of those high school relationships. She was hot, pretty attractive, probably equally as attractive as the first girlfriend. Very intelligent, manipulative, and she was just smarter. She matured faster than me and understood men. Right? She'd had a tough upbringing, etc. Being autistic. I'm gonna, for the sake of this, I'm just being funny. Had some clout. Clout wasn't as big when I was 15. Again, maybe 7 out of 10 in looks. Not super dumb, hopefully. So, which relationship? And I had a other relationship, and that one was really good. Not super dumb. Okay. So, which relationship do you think lasted longer? Relationship 1, where she was more sophisticated, more intelligent, more manipulative, and I had some clout, bit above average in looks, not super dumb. Or relationship 2, where we were a little bit more even. And there's never going to be, and this is just an example because everyone can relate to like a relationship where maybe it fell apart or they broke it off or whatever. Which one do you think lasted longer? Correct. It was the second relationship. The first one, when I was 15, properly lasted for like maybe 3 months. And the relationship number 2 lasted for a little over a year, right? So, and I was both in my teenagers at this point. So what happens is, how does it relate to controlling your emotions? You as the owner of a company, if you don't have good emotional control, you will attract a ton of people. Let's say this is you, X, because you don't have good emotional control. You will attract other people with poor emotional control. And if this spreads into your company, you lose. Because if a client, I had a staff member, it's unfortunate this happened in my company. Perhaps there's still areas I need to improve on emotionally. She was more of an independent contractor. She crashed out one of our clients. Till this day, even though we've put different people on that client's account and we've finally started to improve a lot, the start was so bad because one of our staff crashed out on this client emotionally that this client, we've just been dealing with them. They're in 2 venues. It's been an uphill battle for the last 8 weeks. And I feel really bad for them because they're really great people. But the emotion that the relationship started with was so negative that it poisoned the rest of the business service deliverability, right? So it's really crucial, right, that you control your emotions as the CEO, because what happens is the character of the leader influences the culture of the people. So let's look at a funnel, just like a marketing funnel. This is you. See, let's write CEO. So this is you. CEO of whatever service business, right? And you have level 1 leadership, level 2 leadership, level 3, and level 4, whatever, right? Level 1 is going to widely influence level 2, who's going to widely influence level 3, who will widely influence level 4. But you set the tone. So any skeletons you have in the closet will be exacerbated or exaggerated through your level 4. It might not even be obvious in level 1, but you might be like 2 minutes late to every call with your team. Level 1s might be on time, but level 2s might be 5 minutes late. Level 3s might be 7 minutes late. Level 4s might be on time, but it's just 2 levels that are affected. So as a leader, it is so important that you control your emotions, because nearly everything you do is replicable. It's easy to copy. It's mimetic, right? So as the CEO, you need to be very aware of your ability to control your emotions. Otherwise, you will not recruit the right people into your organization. You will not create a safe and loving and addictive and positive environment. You will not be able to attract the level of clients, customers that you want. And ultimately, it will lead to the detriment of your company unless you can control your emotions.